Let's start today with a very tough question. What are you chasing? And to be honest with you, when I asked this question to myself, I was shocked. This book really makes you think. And the chapter I will be talking about today is Never Enough. And this chapter talks about the consequences of when we do not know how to say that is enough. There are very important lessons in this chapter that you can take away and find it useful. Let's jump right into it. Lesson number 1. When more is never enough. Mr. Morgan opens this chapter with an unforgettable line. There is no reason to risk what you have and need for what you don't have and don't need. And yet people do it all the time. In his book, he gives us an example of Rajat Gupta, a person who had nothing to running McKinsey and sitting at Goldman Sachs table and living a life that most people dream of. Then what happened? He risked all of it for just a little more. He was caught doing inside trading for a quick profit, for reaching out for more. He got caught and put in prison, and he lost everything he had built. The same fate was met with Bernie Madoff. He had millions of clients who trusted him, but for him, that was not enough because he wanted to have billions. So he lied, he cheated, and in the end, he destroyed many lives, including his own. These stories are not about intelligence. They are about contentment or lack of it. With that, it brings me to the next key lesson. Dangers of moving your goalpost. This line has been stuck with me. The hardest financial skill is getting the goalpost to stop moving. Many of us start off with a very modest goal, which is I just want to be comfortable. Then we get there and suddenly it is, I want a flashy car, I want that watch, I want this Lamborghini, I want these clothes, I want to go to this shopping center, and the list goes on and on. We never stop upgrading our goal. And that right there is where many people sabotage their peace. You have to understand you cannot win a race that does not have a finish line. And with this, it brings me to the next key takeaway that I've taken from the chapter, which is enough is a superpower. Mr. Housel says, enough is not little. Enough is realizing that it is the opposite. An insustainable appetite for more will push you to a point of regret. Let's be real. Having more, chasing more, doing more is told to us as a good thing. It's shown to us as a good thing. And we get addicted to wanting more. But when is more actually worth the risk of what you have? This chapter gives us an idea that real wealth does not mean that you stack cash. It is the ability to say no, to walk away, and to live below your ego. This is so hard, but look around in the world, in your family and your friends. I found a relative who is not always running at opportunities to make cash. He has the ability to just sit down and walk away, which now that I have understood this chapter, I got to know it is a superpower. And with that, it brings me to the next key takeaway, which is to know what is worth the risk and what is not. You really need to ask these questions to yourself before making a financial decision. Is this step worth my reputation? Second, is this step okay with my peace of mind, or will it disturb it? Third, will this step harm my family or my friends? Because this book makes a very powerful point. You don't need to be extraordinary to do well in financially. You just need to avoid the blow up. Greed is that fuse that lights the explosion. The people who have understood this are playing a long term game. And those people aren't certainly the boldest. They are the people who can stay in the game without self destruction. That brings me to the final takeaway from the chapter, which is choose peace over more. In order for you to get peace, first you need to know a few important things. Firstly, you have to stop comparing yourself to other people and have to come to an understanding within yourself because not everyone is playing the same game. And remember, happiness is a decision you choose to make. You can choose to be happy or you can choose to be unhappy. And the wise person is he who has understood that happiness is not in requiring everything. It is in needing less. Know yourself, know your goals, and that can really help you what is enough for you. Mr. Morgan then wraps the chapter up with, if expectation rise with results, there is no logic in striving for more because you will feel the same after putting in the extra effort. The concept of this chapter does not mean that you become lazy. It is that you become wise. That is chapter 3 and all my insights I have shared with you. I hope to see you in my next chapter. The next chapter sounds very appealing to my ear. I believe this chapter should be mandatory to read for everybody because the world we live in right now is that we have to keep wanting more and more. But this chapter says otherwise. This chapter has resonated with me so much that I can't tell you because it has given me mental peace. If this is the same for you, kindly let me know in my comments and let me know if I have missed on a very strong line. And I hope that you find you're enough. See you in the next chapter, which is chapter number 4. Sounds very appealing to my ears, which is confounding compounding.